Howdy. So, my dad wanted me to make him a clock, right? And he gave me a log and a $15 clock face. And all he wanted me to do was drill a hole in it, put the clock face in, so he could put it on his desk. That we recently did an epoxy pour on in his barn, the room that's taken him like 5 years to redo. So, I went a little overboard and I took the clock to the next level. Anyways, to the video. So I picked up this clock face at my local craft store. It was $15, and then the piece of wood my father got for me from one of our oak trees on our farm. What I'm doing is taking wire, I'm just twisting it and wrapping it with aluminum foil. Do this to save clay. It also helps to get the skeleton of your structure. And I'm using DOS air-dried clay, which I have never used before. It sort of feels like monster clay, if you've ever used that. It really dries out your hands quickly though. Here I'm making the goat head for the clock. And my inspiration for this is from a Black Forest cuckoo clock. Here I am bending wire for the horns to get that curly shape. Just checking to make sure everything is nice. Now I'm using a sculpting tool to make the lines in the goat horns. And I'm not using much pressure at all because the air-dry clay is very malleable and it's a little damp, so you can just run a tool over it. And to do this, I mean, you could use a playing card. You don't need to use these tools, but they do help tremendously. I'm leaving a little bit of wire at the bottom of the horn so I can stick it inside of the goat head. And I'm not sculpting the horns directly on the goat head because the clay is very soft and they would end up drooping. So I'm having them dry separately from the goat head. I end up messing up the goat head anyways when putting it on the top of the clock. It's pretty funny, but hey, everyone makes mistakes. So here I am checking the placement of the horns, making sure they look nice. Now I'm marking to see where I need to drill my hole, which to drill, because it's oak wood, and oak wood is very tough. Now I'm adding more clay to the goat head and shaping it how I would like it to look. I have reference pictures off to the right on my monitor, and I can't stress using reference pictures enough. It's hard to remember what something looks like accurately, and your brain can play tricks on you, so make sure you have reference pictures, or I'll come and get you. Now I am taking this scrapey sculpting tool. I do not know the correct name for it. And the goal is to blend the goat head into the piece of wood. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just trying to make it look like wood, trying to rough it up. And then I am going to start making it look like wood flakes, as if you were carving wood. But clay is a lot easier to work with than wood. Eventually I want to try sculpting a block of wood, but for now I'm going to stick to using air-dried clay. These little green tools I'm using, I think, are for scoring paper. You can find them at craft stores. They come in packs of 3 usually. I found them very useful when working with clay. Now, for the lease, I just used wire and aluminum foil. I'm gonna coat these in a Mod Podge black paint mixture. I'm going to coat them with a dark green and then dry brush a light green on top of them. So the technique that I used for the heavy lifting was the black paint and Mod Podge mixture with glue roll, aka toilet paper, aka TP, and it is great for just adding texture very, very quickly, and you see results immediately. I love this technique. I've been using it so much now. I've used it for mountains, now for leaves and just combining two materials. And so I used that technique for a lot of this sculpture. I'm going to use it for mud texture later.
It's insane.
So here I coated the top of the goat head in just Mod Podge. As I said, I used the Mod Podge and toilet paper with a little bit of water from a spray bottle to just to help it lie flat. It just makes it easier if you slap the toilet paper onto the part you want and then spray it with a little bit of water and then put Mod Podge on it. And this is how she's looking so far. I tried to preserve the natural color of the wood, but that ended up not working out too well because the black paint just didn't feel right, and because the wood was like a light gray. I did my best, but I ended up painting over it.
It's insane. It's insane.
And here I am. I did a coat with this dark green, and then I dry brushed the light green onto the leaves. Here I am adding sticks with hot glue. I didn't mind that there was hot glue showing because I ended up covering it up with, you guessed it, Mod Podge and toilet paper. I added some more air dry clay to build out the base for the clock a little bit. And then again, I coated that orange clay with Mod Podge and glue roll. Now I'm adding moss from the moss collection. I picked this up at my local Hobby Lobby. I got this stuff on sale, so I bought a couple bags. And the spray bottle I got, it's one of the best spray bottles I've ever bought in my life. In my 23 years of existing on God's beautiful green earth. I bought this spray bottle from Dollar General for $1. And it was a all-purpose cleaner. And I just dumped that out when I got home and you put water into it. I use one spray bottle for everything, and I just clean the spray bottle out when I'm done because if you leave like PVA glue and water, it's gonna clog up your bottle and you're not gonna be able to use it. So it's best to just have one universal spray bottle and then you just clean it out every time you're done. And then I like to store my mixtures of glue and water in cups, and then I cover them with tin foil and put them in my closet.
He got the mic on him, he with the ops. I get the pack and I'm making a drop. I'm from the ends, they hugging the block. Till I'm in the bands, I won't ever stop. Eastside, whoa, Eastside, whoa. Eastside, Charlie with a mouth.
And I use the spray bottle to make the paint run. Here I am just dry brushing. I go back and forth between using washes, dry brushing, regular old painting, and then painting washes. Another tip is if you like the paint job you have and you don't want to ruin it, but you still want to add more paint to your sculpture, you could spray it with a acrylic coating, let it dry a couple hours or place it under a fan, or you can wait overnight.
It's insane. It's insane.
That's exactly why you use acrylic coatings, is because it protects your paint. So this is how it turned out. I'm just gonna sit down now. I gotta get comfy though. Hold on. Oh. Okay. I think it turned out pretty good. I don't know. For my first clock, I would give it an A+. But I'm not a teacher, so, you know. For the most part, I like it. I did run into a few problems toward the end, which was I was trying to get some gunk off of the clock face, and I decided to use Goo Gone. Little did I know that it would cling to the surface of the plastic and basically make it look like it was frosted over. So then I tried to do a solution of baking soda and vinegar to clear it. That didn't work. Thankfully, I have a smart father who had a, like, I don't know what it's called, but it basically gets the frosted look off of car lights, headlights. I was gonna get it eventually. So he gave me that, and that worked like a charm. I sanded it, buffed it, and polished it in that order. And now it's as soft as a newborn baby's body. So cool. For the most part, I love this clock. When I was done with it, it was like 3 a.m. and I was like looking at it and I was like, I was like, I don't like it. But, you know, the person who's most critical, your artwork is you. So sometimes you just gotta step back, give it a day, get some rest, and look at it with fresh eyes. And after I did, got some sleep, I was like, I did a really good job. I think I did a good job. You let me know in the comments. So that's about it. That's all I got. There's not much left in this noggin. I don't know why I keep pointing. See you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm done.